Let's start with a brief summary. This article, written by Paul Graham in 2003, questions why the Lisp programming language is not more popular. Graham states that there isn't much of a relationship between a language's popularity and its quality, and admits that Lisp's complex appearance may be intimidating for many people. However, he argues that the claim that the language is slow is no longer valid, and that the reason more popular languages are now preferred is because they offer more libraries and tools and provide more control over developers. But he points out that not all languages are equal, and that's why less popular languages still continue to exist. Before we dive in, I want to share a quick note about how this podcast is created. As you've probably noticed, this podcast isn't voiced by a human, but by artificial intelligence. I'm obligated to inform you of this beforehand due to the rules of AI services. This podcast is made possible by our sponsor, Wope.com, an AI startup that combines content marketing with artificial intelligence to significantly boost traffic and revenue of your startups. For all the latest content, be sure to follow me at x.com/yigithkoner. Now, let's turn our attention back to the essay. Why isn't Lisp more widely used? Exploring the relationship between popularity and quality. Original title: If Lisp is so great. Date: May 2003. If Lisp is so great, why don't more people use it? I was asked this question by a student in the audience at a talk I gave recently. Not for the first time either. In languages, as in so many things, there's not much correlation between popularity and quality. Why does John Grisham, King of Torts, sales rank 44, outsell Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice, sales rank 6191? Would even Grisham claim that it's because he's a better writer? Here's the first sentence of Pride and Prejudice. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. It is a truth universally acknowledged? Long words for the first sentence of a love story. Like Jane Austen, Lisp looks hard. Its syntax, or lack of syntax, makes it look completely unlike /column/sep.turbifycdn.com/ty/cdn/paulgraham/l2.lisp, the languages most people are used to. Before I learned Lisp, I was afraid of it too. I recently came across a notebook from 1983 in which I'd written, I suppose I should learn Lisp, but it seems so foreign. Fortunately, I was 19 at the time and not too resistant to learning new things. I was so ignorant that learning almost anything meant learning new things. People frightened by Lisp make up other reasons for not using it. The standard excuse, back when C was the default language, was that Lisp was too slow. Now that Lisp dialects are among the faster/shootout Debian.org/mark benchmark, test, nested loop, and lang all and sort of producer languages available, that excuse has gone away. Now the standard excuse is openly circular, that other languages are more popular. Beware of such reasoning, it gets you Windows. Popularity is always self-perpetuating, but it's especially so in programming languages. More libraries get written for popular languages, which makes them still more popular. Programs often have to work with existing programs, and this is easier if they're written in the same language, so languages spread from program to program like a virus. And managers prefer popular languages because they give them more leverage over developers, who can more easily be replaced. Indeed, if programming languages were all more or less equivalent, there would be little justification for using any but the most popular. But they aren't, ICAD.html, all equivalent, not by a long shot. And that's why less popular languages like Jane Austen's novels continue to survive at all. When everyone else is reading the latest John Grisham novel, there will always be a few people reading Jane Austen instead.